Previously on Buying Alabama. There was the meeting with Mike Schmitz.
We used to have a thing called steak and beans.
Oh,
And yeah, so all my salespeople would compete. The top salespeople, if you just cut it right in half, the top salespeople all got to eat steak, and all the bottom salespeople all ate beans.
Love that.
And it was, they all were together at one night,
Okay.
and you know, some folks didn't want to eat beans, but they had to.
Okay.
If they wanted to work.
Then there was the training meeting with Kiana and Rasul.
Hey, Kiana, before you leave, let me holler at you real quick.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Yeah, hey, whenever we were having lunch, I did hear you mention something about like needing a little bit of extra training and stuff like that. I was just really kind of wondering what type of things that you feel like you needed to have that little bit of training on.
I need a little more help with foreclosures, the HUD. I want to know how to get into different portals, and also the property management.
Okay, great. Well, that's what I was trying to make sure that I can kind of get a packet together and get some material together for you. So that way when we sit down, we'll actually be able to go through those things and get you a little bit more comfortable with them. So that way we can continue to educate our clients and make sure that, you know, we're headed in the right direction, and hey, and hopefully go ahead and increase those sales as well.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Whenever you're available, I'm available.
Okay, so let's probably say this Friday coming up.
Okay.
You know, we'll go ahead and come in and say maybe 9 or 10. Is
Okay.
that good for you?
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right, great. Well,
Shoot me a text to remind me. I'm so forgetful.
Are you kidding me? You work for yourself!
So I'll go ahead and get all that material together for you, and then I'll go ahead and get a calendar set for us for 9 o'clock
9 o'clock.
on Friday.
On Friday. Works.
All right,
Perfect.
sounds great.
All right.
All right, take care, girl.
Okay.
All right.
And then there was the house that had our creative director terrified.
So I arrived to the house. Anita and the buyer shortly after. So I grabbed my camera and I began to get some B-rolls of the house. But as I began to walk up, strange enough, the camera starts to flicker. I ignored it and I kept filming. But as we got closer to the house, I noticed nobody wanted to go in first.
Sorry. No, I'm just gonna do it here. Yeah. And then. Oh, you want? Yeah. You want to do it this empty one, you know?
Yeah, let me do that. So being at my job, to do the walkthrough and get the footage, I hit record and I walked in. And then it happens again. The camera flickers. Knowing the house would be renovated, the buyer wanted a before video to show the progress. But things are feeling real weird in here, if you know what I mean. The more I walk through the house, the more the camera flickers. I wanted to pause and tell Anita, but then again, I didn't want to seem like I was acting weird. I simply felt like my mind was playing tricks on me. I chose to keep quiet. And I motioned for everybody to come on in.
I just wanted to invite you all to lunch and tell you about a 30-day challenge that I want to offer all of you all. It's going to be fun. And I want you to set a goal for next month. Either you can have a contract or you can have a closing. But I want you to set a goal of how many houses that you can get up on the contract. Okay. I'm gonna set the goal for at least 3 houses. Okay. Next month. Okay. So I set the goal that you're gonna have at least 3 houses or 3 under contract, 3 closings or 3 houses up under contract, or 3 listings. It's just got to be 3, 3, 3, 3. Okay, and that's the goal. Okay, and then we're gonna do the steak and beans. Okay, the one that reaches the goal will eat steaks. The ones that don't reach the goal by June 1st will eat beans.
Ken, what kind of beans do you like, green or baked?
We're not going to think of the beans. We're going to think of the steak. We're going to reach for the goal. You have 2 months. 3, 3, 3, 3. Okay? 3, 3, 3, 3. You can either get 3 listings, 3 up on the contract, or 3 souls. Okay?
Well, what about a combination?
This starts today,
You can do a
right?
combination. Okay?
Does this start today?
It starts tomorrow.
Oh, I gotta close tomorrow, so does it count?
Yes, that'll count. It starts the 1st. So you start beginning of the month, and we're going to end at the 1st of June. Okay? So that's set the goals. I want you guys to be successful, so we got to set goals, and we got to work towards those goals. And I'm going to help the ones, and I'll know like where your strengths and your weakness is at. But I can't know where your strength and weakness is at if you do not try to go out there and enforce those goals. And I'll know like if you're weak in your listings, if you're weak in getting buyers, well, let's set some goals. Let's work towards them. Now is the time. I mean, it's a seller's market. Everybody should have people that you're working. It's the seller's market. This is the highest end of real estate that we're gonna get. I mean, I need you guys to be just as busy as I am. So, y'all ready?
Yeah.
You ready, Kiana? Yeah. What about you, Ken?
Hey, what can I say? We're back at it again. This time the couple's a little bit different. I'm dealing with Danielle and Patrick Parker. Both of them are here from Dothan, Alabama. Not originally. Well, Danielle is originally from Dothan, Alabama, and Patrick is from a place called Jackson, Alabama. Both of them are a very professional couple. One, she is an educator. The other, he is a professional counselor. And hey, I've been hitting them up for about a year, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And basically my thing has been, hey, why are you guys renting when you can own? So finally we get to a point where Pat makes a call to me. He said, hey, I think we're ready. Danielle said, hey, I know we're ready. So both of them look at each other laughing. I was like, hey, let's do this. So we go house shopping. She's around here and he's doing his thing. And we look at a lot of houses. Danielle says, hey, I want to be close to the neighborhood that I'm at because it's quiet, it's kind of low key, and I like it. Just so happened there's a builder out there. He hasn't started building yet, and I called him. I said, hey, I want that lot right there for my couple. He said, really? He said, I haven't started building yet. I say, tell me about the floor plan. He said, it's about a 4-2. I say, that's exactly what I need. Then, so the rest is kind of history. I call him, I call the builder. I say, can you text me or send me a quick floor plan of it? Me and Pat would look at the floor plan. We look at each other. He said, you know what? I got to convince Danielle, but this is the plan. He called Danielle, and can I tell you, the rest is completely history. We put them from renting a home for what they did because they didn't want to buy a home. They said, you know what? This is the time. Everything just worked out. Everything just lined up. And can I tell you, 5 months later, they're in a brand new home. Check out the rest of the story.
After the final walkthrough, the Parkers were very pleased with the home. They headed over to the attorney's office where Preston Register was the acting attorney for the closing. The builder David Brewer was also there. The attorney carefully goes over every document to make sure the buyer has a full understanding of everything dealing with their new purchase. After getting the paperwork done, the Parkers are now the owners of a brand new home. Congratulations to the Parkers from Community First.
professional development. I love professional development. In real estate, a lot of people don't know that on Tuesday we normally have staff meetings, and then we go to realtor open houses, and we love and enjoy that, to see different realtors from different companies, just networking. But sometimes we also do professional development for our new agent and existing agents. That's just to help keep agents updated with the market share and the market values, and see what their weaknesses and their strengths are in real estate, and see how we can accommodate and make them be more successful.
Good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
Well, first thing this morning, I bought everybody a gift, a little token that I want you to keep with you at all the time, okay? Especially when you're dealing with sales. You're gonna have some times in your career as you progress and you're becoming successful, but you're gonna be challenged. But we can't not forget that we all have to stand on the Word of God, okay? We live by the principles and the rules and regulations of the Real Estate Commission, but we all live and stand on the Word of God. And that is to treat each other like you want to be treated. The golden rule in real estate is to treat others like you want to be treated. I spent half of the night reading, going over different things to try to better Community First and their agents. I love y'all. I want y'all to be successful. And we are a family, and we are as one. And in order for us to be successful, we got to really get to know each other a little bit better. Okay? That's why we're not in staff meeting today. We are in professional development.
All right. So when I got the email saying that we're going to have the professional development meeting, I couldn't show up to that on time. I knew we were about to have a come to Jesus meeting.
Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and power, and the glory forever. Amen. Amen.
Although the training session was intense, it was informative, and the agents always appreciate the one-on-one with Anita. Anita believes that proper training and keeping her agents informed with the constant changes in real estate and also the growing rules and regulations.
Martisha Skinner. I so enjoyed this transaction with her. She was one of my clients that called me from a referral. She was moving from Florida, her and her 5-year-old son, Malik, and they wanted to transition to Dothan because she is a nurse. So she is one of our heroes. And she is now a traveling nurse, and she's stationed in Boston, Massachusetts, but she did buy her house, her homestead in Dothan, Alabama. This beautiful 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,800 square foot home with granite countertops built by the Kowalski Builders. The listing agent was Misty Cordell. We had so much enjoyment working together for 6 months because not only do new construction, they get to work with the listing agent and the selling agent when you're buying a new construction.
Attorney Ben Barron carefully walked Mrs. Skinner through every document. Now, the deal is sealed, paperwork signed, and now Mrs. Skinner is now the owner of her brand new home. Congratulations. From Community First.
So what do y'all think about the staff meeting that we had? I mean, what are your takeaways from it?
Honesty or
Yeah. That's what,
yeah.
Why would I want you to lie to me?
It happens a lot. A lot of people.
It was good. I see how real estate can be like really competitive and like kind of a dog eat dog world. But I also think that if we're standing out as a company, that we, just because they take a lick, we don't have to take a lick.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the change starts with us.
Right.
Yeah, it's a business, but just like you said, there's the rule book. If you follow the rules, then you don't have to undercut anybody.
No doubt. Mm-hmm.
You can, especially if we're talking about religious standpoint, like, you don't slap somebody because they slap you. You do be the bigger person and know that even if you're not gonna get rewarded from that specific client, it's coming regardless.
Right.
Like, it's coming. So I just think that we should be the ones to make the change and show that you don't have to take somebody else out to shine. It's coming regardless. If you just stay in the game. Like I was telling Kiana, for my first 3 years, I ain't sell nothing.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't wrap my head around, I gotta go find buyers.
Right.
When you wake up and say, I'm going to buy a car, what you
just
do?
go buy
You go
it.
to the lot. But when people wake up to buy a house, they don't go to the real estate companies. You just have to be that impression in their head, like, when I do buy, I'm going to buy from you. So that was the curve for me, why I didn't sell anything, because I'm just...
Right. Why do I got to go out finding you?
Why do I have to go look for you? So...
Yeah, it's a different culture, and I mean it is sales, but it's a different type of sales because you're having to sell yourself.
Yeah.
You know, but it's a difference between me trying to sell you this straw. I can tell you all the benefits of having it, you know, and utilizing and stuff like that. But it's a lot different me selling myself to you.
Yeah.
You know, you have to believe in everything that I'm telling you is genuine. And not only that, my actions have to actually speak for what I'm telling you as well. So,
especially with the world of social media, I was telling my husband, if me and him got something going on, it can't hit my page. I'm invested to those 3,000, 4,000 people.
Right.
For years, they followed me from my couponing business to my t-shirt business to my real estate. I'm not going to embarrass myself on that app when I put in all the work to keep them, to keep their attention, to keep contact with all these people, and end up, Facebook is banning folks too. So you get on there and you say the wrong thing, you say, I'm going to slap you in your face when I see you, you're banned for 3 days. So it's not worth it. Everything you do has to be intentional and business. Like, it's all business. It's all business. I only post funny things on my page about my daughter. She's the funniest of my kids right now. So other than that, I don't do too much on social media, because that's something that never goes away.
It is not.
yeah. Kiana, what was the takeaway?
I always enjoy the meetings. Always. It's just informative. I'm an observer. I sit back and I just observe. I'm not gonna say much, but I like meetings.
But yeah, I think that a lot of the things that she's trying to implement and I guess pull out of each one of us, it's a good thing. Because like I say, sometimes someone else can see something in you that you may not even see in yourself. So a lot of times it's always great to have somebody that can see that other side of you or see that aspiration or see that you can actually excel in something else that you may think like, I never really thought about that. You know, so those are always good attributes to have, you know, with somebody that can push you to that other level. Because like I said, me personally, I've had numerous jobs, and I'll let you all know, I mean, because Anita was the only person that she's the reason that I got into real estate. I had no interest at all for real estate. And she was just like back in 2016, just like, hey, just take it, you know, maybe one day, you know, you may want to use it or whatever. I think it'd be something great for you just to have under your belt as your resume. So I took the test, I took the class, took the test, I passed it, and I was doing it part-time. You know, so I was actually working in the casino. But, so.
I think I've heard her say a couple times about this head thing, but I feel like I need like a date when are we gonna do it? Because I feel like it's gonna be that it's gonna be a transaction that you will not be able to complete if you don't have it.
Right.
But just saying in the future, no, we need to do that. Like
We had it one time, but Miss Margie was the only one that came.
because it was so much like
Right.
it's so saturated.
So
like,
when next time can we have
need
one?
a
Next time
calendar.
We could probably set up a date. I guess we need to have it out to where we can make sure that everybody be able to make it.
Is it 2 or 3 hour training or?
It was probably like an hour and a half, something like that. Because it took, and it may not even take that long. It took us a while to get her registered.
Gotcha.
That was the biggest thing, because we have to send documentation.
And then she said we can do that by ourselves.
Yeah, you can.
Once we're registered.
Yeah, you got to get registered first. Because you need company information.
Register by ourselves. So in order to do anything, we need to do it with the company, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. See, yeah, but all those whole changes.
But ultimately, that's going to determine if you want to do those types of transactions. Those are going to be dealing with foreclosures.
But that's what's about to come up, though.
But that's what I'm saying. But some people don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
The agents enjoyed lunch and discussed more ways to sharpen their skills to better serve their clients.
It was a typical Monday morning. Everyone was at their desk responding to calls, checking emails, doing the normal things people do on a boring Monday. I'm in my office working on some pieces. Oh, I'm sorry, by the way, I'm Brian, the creative director here at Community First. I was in my office when I got the text from Anita. Another closing. No sweat. So for the closings, my job is simple. So I head on over to the attorney's office for the closing. I get set up. Everything was perfect. It was a typical Monday. Paperwork signed, handshakes, keys passed, boom, I'm out of here. Well, normally that's how it goes. But not today. Anita wants to get footage of the property that was just purchased. And for some strange reason, I don't feel like this is gonna be your typical shooting. So I arrived to the house. Anita and the buyer shortly after. So I grabbed my camera and I began to get some B-rolls of the house. But as I begin to walk up, strange enough, the camera starts to flicker. Now mind you, I've been with Anita for a while and I've never ran into any equipment failure on a recording or on a scene. So I ignored it and I kept filming. But as we got closer to the house, I noticed nobody wanted to go in first.
Sorry. No, I'm just gonna do it here. Yeah. And then. Oh, you want? Yeah. Do you want to do it this empty one?
Yeah, let me do that. So being at my job, to do the walkthrough and get the footage, I hit record and I walked in. And then it happens again. The camera flickers. Knowing the house would be renovated, the buyer wanted a before video to show the progress. But things are feeling real weird in here, if you know what I mean. The more I walk through the house, the more the camera flickers. I wanted to pause and tell Anita, but then again, I didn't want to seem like I was acting weird. I simply felt like my mind was playing tricks on me. I chose to keep quiet. And I motioned for everybody to come on in. So as they walked through the house, I kept an eye on everyone to see if they gave any type of response to let me know they felt how I felt. No one showed any expression. Needless to say, he was very satisfied with the home and plans on beginning renovation this week. If only they seen what the camera saw.
A week later, Anita sent Brian back to get the after footage of the home. When he arrived, he was blown away at the transformation. Vish and his crew had fully renovated the home. And that weird feeling he spoke of previously was gone. This 4-bedroom, 1.5 bath, 1,050 square foot property is going to make a beautiful home to a lovely family. It has new everything: roof, floors, kitchen, appliances, and paint. This home is in a great location close to popular eateries and shops. Contact Community First for this property and more.
That property turned out to be beautiful. A lot of times when you're working with investors, you are going to be working with a lot of distressed properties, but they do turn out beautiful, don't they? I love the fact of how this investor turned this house around, and he just didn't flip it. He's turning it into a rental, so it's actually going to be a great rental for someone. This 4-bedroom, 1.5 bath. It's going to make a great family home, a starter home for a family, and very affordable. A lot of times in real estate, people think that investors are here to flip properties, but some of them are here to make properties affordable and rehab them and make them look very nice, just like if you were living in a new house. So I'm very happy to be a part of that success, and it's more to come next week. Stay tuned.
Let me get my little jug back so I can give you guys some money. That's what we give.
Anita loves to give rewards to those that pay attention in her workshops. This particular workshop took the cake.
Look here. There's a mama down in the jewelry.
It's been named the biggest party of the year, and it's back. The 9th annual Tri-State Family Reunion, Saturday, May 7th, National Peanut Festival Fairgrounds in Dothan, starring Lakeside, Life Jennings, Big Rob, Wendell B, King George,
I gotta leave, baby.
plus Lomax, Miss Brown Sugar, Miss Sassy, Mr. Smoke, Big Yayo, Jason A. Tri-State Cadillac Man, hosted by DJ Trey, Costi J, Montgomery's Bad Boy Bootsy, Shay Summerlin. It's a BYOB, no glass, no grills. Gates open at 12, showtimes 1. Stage show at 2. Tickets at TT's Fashions. Mimi Spinks, Mariana, Norma Burr, Colquitt, Miss May Salon, Blakely. Are you Tri-State ready?